You wake up one morning as prices are suddenly higher, groceries feel more expensive as stocks are unstable, and nobody can explain why it feels random, but it is not. Something is building in the background, slow, quite extremely powerful, and most people are not paying attention. This is not just about Iran, this is about your money, your job, your future, because when oil gets disrupted, everything gets disrupted, and right now the disruption has already started. Part 1. What is actually happening? 1:30. 5 o'clock right now. There is a growing conflict involving Iran, and it is not just military. It is economy. Iran sits in one of the most important locations in the world, near the Strait of Hormuz, a narrow water passage where nearly a quarter of the world's oil flows. If that flow slows down even slightly, the entire global economy feels heightened. That is exactly what is happening. Oil prices are rising, supply chains are tightening, and uncertainty is spreading. Experts are already warning that disruptions here could push oil above $100 per barrel. Sand. When oil goes up, everything goes up. Part 2. Why this hits America hard. 5 o'clock to 9 o'clock. Most people in the US think this is far away, not their problem, but that is a mistake. Because the US economy runs on energy. Higher oil prices mean higher transportation costs, higher production costs, higher prices everywhere. Gas alone can push inflation higher, and that is already happening. Grudge shows this conflict could increase US inflation and make everyday life more expensive. Federal Reserve Bank of Dallas. And it does not stop there. When prices rise, people spend less. When people spend less, businesses slow down, and when businesses slow down, jobs disappear. That is how a distant conflict turns into a local crisis. Part 3. The real danger. 9 o'clock. 13 o'clock. The real danger is not just inflation, it is something worse. Stagflation is when prices go up but the economy slows down. This is what happened in the 1970s, and it was brutal. And no, there are signs it could happen again, because if oil supply stays unstable, the economy gets squeezed from both sides. Growth slows, but costs keep rising. Even global organizations are warning that this conflict could trigger a new inflation wave worldwide. 4%. Once that starts, it is very hard to stop. Part for why this could get worse. 13 o'clock. 16 o'clock. Here is the part nobody talks about. Even if the conflict slows down, damage may already be done. Supply chains do not recover instantly. Energy markets do not stabilize overnight. Some analysts are warning that energy shortages could continue even after peace deals. Business insider. That means this is not a short-term shock. This could last months or even years, and during that time prices stay high, uncertainty stays high, and markets stay unstable. Part 5. How this affects your life. 16 o'clock to 18:30. This is where it becomes personal. You will notice it in small ways. First, gas bills, grocery, restaurant, bigger things, stock market swings, job uncertainty, higher interest rates, and slowly your purchasing power shrinks. Net because you are doing something wrong, but because the system is under pressure. Part 6. How to protect yourself. 18:30 to 21:30. Now here is the most important part. What can you actually do for stress unnecessary debt? Because in uncertain times it becomes dangerous. Secondary, a cash buffer net for investing, but for survival. Third, focus on stability over hype. This is not the time for risky bets. Fourth, pay attention to energy and inflation trends, because they will tell you where The economy is going infinilido, not ignore what is happening. Most people wait until it is too late. OUTRO 2130. 22 o'clock. This is not first, this is awareness, because the biggest financial Mr. Kesto not happens suddenly, it happens slowly while people are distracted, and right now something big is already in motion.